sinking in 1945, is still considered one of the greatest tragedies in U.S. naval history. The USS were just recently discovered some 72 years by an expedition team led by Microsoft billionaire and philanthropist Paul Allen.
July 30th, 1945. The USS Indianapolis slips beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean after being torpedoed by a Japanese submarine. What followed became the Navy's worst disaster at sea. Nearly 900 men went into the water.
Away from the forward area, if you could just visualize the first 100 yards or all the bow of the ship is under.
Only 316 survived. For days they floated in the open ocean, battling dehydration, exposure, and circling sharks. The wreck itself vanished into the deep, resting in darkness over 3 miles below the surface. It stayed lost for 72 years. Then in 2017, a research expedition led by civilian explorer Paul Allen finally located the wreckage, but finding the ship was just the beginning. The Indianapolis lies in over 18,000 feet of water, deeper than the Titanic, in a remote stretch of the Philippine Sea. The extreme depth, crushing pressure, and sheer isolation make detailed exploration incredibly difficult. Large sections of the ship remain undocumented, and now, decades after the sinking and years after its discovery, new technology is allowing researchers to see what's been hidden all this time. So what exactly are they finding down there? A ship with a secret mission. The USS Indianapolis wasn't just any warship. In July 1945, it completed one of the most classified missions of World War II. The heavy cruiser had just delivered components of Little Boy, the atomic bomb that would be dropped on Hiroshima less than 2 weeks later. The cargo was so secret that even the ship's captain didn't know exactly what he was carrying. After the delivery to Tinian Island, the Indianapolis set off across the Pacific toward the Philippines. It never made it. On the night of July 30th, Japanese submarine I-58 spotted the cruiser sailing alone and unescorted. 2 torpedoes struck the starboard side. The first hit near the bow, the second near midship. The Indianapolis began sinking almost immediately. Within 12 minutes, the ship rolled over and disappeared beneath the waves. There wasn't enough time to send a proper distress signal. Most of the crew abandoned ship, but many went down with it. Around 900 men ended up in the water. What came next is almost harder to imagine than the sinking itself. The survivors floated in the open ocean for nearly 5 days before being spotted by accident. Shark attacks, dehydration, saltwater poisoning, and hypothermia claimed hundreds. By the time rescue arrived, only 316 men were still alive. It remains the largest loss of life at sea in U.S. Navy history. Lost in the deep. For over 7 decades, no one knew where the ship had gone down. The Navy had a general idea based on the last known position, but the Philippine Sea is vast and deep. Search efforts in the years following the war turned up nothing. The wreck became something of a legend, a ghost ship resting somewhere in the abyss. Then in 2017, Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft and a passionate naval history enthusiast, funded a major search expedition. His research vessel, the RV Petrel, used advanced sonar and deep-sea submersibles to scan the ocean floor. On August 19, 2017, they found it. The wreck was located more than 3 miles down, resting upright on the seafloor. The discovery made international headlines. Families of the crew finally had closure. But the wreck itself was far too deep and fragile for extensive exploration at the time. The images captured in 2017 were remarkable but limited. The team documented parts of the hull, some gun turrets, and scattered debris. But the ship had broken apart as it sank. Sections were buried in sediment. Others were twisted beyond recognition. And the pressure at that depth is immense, over 8,000 pounds per square inch. Even the most advanced submersibles can only spend limited time down there. A new look in 2025. In 2025, researchers returned to the site with upgraded technology. This time, they deployed deep-sea drones equipped with ultra-high-definition sonar and photogrammetry systems. These drones can create detailed 3D models of the wreck, capturing textures and structural features that earlier missions missed. The goal wasn't just to photograph the ship, it was to understand how it sank, how it broke apart, and what might still be inside. As the drones descended through the darkness, they maneuvered among broken hull plates and collapsed decks. The ship's bow section was largely intact, but the midsection where the torpedoes struck was a tangled mess of steel. The drones moved slowly, scanning every surface, every crevice. And then they found something unexpected. Sealed compartments that had been overlooked or inaccessible during the 2017 expedition were now visible. Some were crushed by the immense pressure, but others remained partially intact. Inside these spaces, the drones detected objects, personal belongings, sealed crates, and structural anomalies that didn't match the original ship blueprints. What the drones found. The objects themselves aren't unusual in a general sense. Personal items, gear, and cargo are expected on a warship, but the location and condition of these finds raised questions. Some compartments appeared to have been sealed before the ship went down, suggesting crew members tried to secure certain areas as the ship was sinking. Other sections showed evidence of rapid flooding, with debris scattered in patterns that indicated violent structural failure. More intriguing were the sealed crates. Naval historians had speculated for years about what else the Indianapolis might have been carrying. The atomic bomb components were the main cargo, but the ship was also transporting other materials. Some reports suggest classified equipment or documents were aboard, though records from that era are incomplete. The crates found in these newly explored chambers haven't been opened. Doing so at that depth is impractical and could damage the contents. But their presence suggests the ship was carrying more than just routine supplies. Then there are the structural anomalies. The way certain sections of the hull fractured doesn't align perfectly with the accepted narrative of the sinking. For decades, historians believe the ship broke apart in a relatively predictable way. Torpedoes hit, the bow flooded, the ship rolled and sank. But the new scans show fractures and tears in places that suggest the hull may have buckled under stress before the final plunge. This could mean the ship was under more strain than previously thought, or that the torpedo damage was more extensive. Rethinking the sinking. Understanding exactly how the Indianapolis sank matters for several reasons. It helps engineers design safer ships, it provides closure for families, and it fills in gaps in naval history. The 2025 drone mission is offering a clearer picture of the ship's final moments. The initial torpedo strikes are well documented. The first hit blew off a section of the bow. The second struck near the fuel tanks and magazines, causing secondary explosions. The ship lost power almost immediately. Without propulsion or steering, it began to list. Water poured into the lower decks. The crew scrambled to launch lifeboats, but there wasn't enough time. Within minutes, the ship was vertical, stern in the air, and then it was gone. But the new data suggests the breakup sequence was more complex. Some hull sections show evidence of tearing from internal pressure, not just external impact. This could mean that as the ship sank, trapped air or exploding fuel tanks caused additional fractures. The ship may have come apart in stages, not all at once. This would explain why debris is scattered over a wider area than expected. It also explains why some survivors reported hearing explosions underwater after the ship disappeared. Those sounds may have been compartments collapsing or fuel igniting as the wreck descended. The extreme pressure at depth can cause steel to behave unpredictably, and the Indianapolis was sinking fast. The human side. Beyond the mechanics of the sinking, the wreck is a gravesite. Over 800 men are still entombed in the ship or scattered around it on the sea floor. The Navy and the families of the crew have long requested that the site be treated with respect. The 2025 mission followed strict protocols. No artifacts were removed, no disturbance of remains, and all footage was reviewed before release. But the mission also serves as a memorial. By documenting the wreck in detail, researchers are preserving the story of the Indianapolis and the men who served on it. The 3D models created by the drones will be archived and made available to historians, educators, and the public. Future generations will be able to explore the wreck virtually, understanding not just what happened, but what it looked like in its final resting place. Some survivors of the sinking are still alive, though their numbers are dwindling. They've spoken about the importance of remembering the ship and the men who didn't make it home. The new discoveries don't change the tragedy, but they do add depth to the story. Every detail recovered from the wreck is a piece of history that was almost lost forever. Why it still matters. The Indianapolis disaster led to major changes in naval procedures. The failure to notice the ship was missing for nearly 5 days exposed serious flaws in communication and tracking. Ships now have multiple redundant systems for distress signals. Fleet movements are monitored more closely, and procedures for reporting overdue vessels were overhauled. The wreck also serves as a case study in deep-sea exploration. The technology used to find and document the Indianapolis is now being applied to other lost ships and aircraft. Each mission refines the tools and techniques, making future discoveries more likely. The ocean floor is littered with history, and we're only just beginning to reach it. And there's something haunting about the Indianapolis. It's not just the loss of life or the dramatic sinking, it's the isolation. The ship lies alone in the deep, far from any coastline, in a part of the ocean few people will ever see. The men who went down with it are still there in the dark, under unimaginable pressure. The wreck is both a monument and a grave, a place where history and tragedy are frozen in time. The ocean keeps its secrets well, but every so often technology and determination pull something back from the deep. The USS Indianapolis is one of those stories, and now with new tools and new eyes, we're seeing it more clearly than ever before.